Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is time for just a word from the Word. I was making sure we had volume. This morning's passage comes from 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 1. I am reading from the English Standard Version, and here's what it says. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I'm a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. I walked into my bedroom last night and I have a tower fan that does oscillate should I need it to. And when I walked in, I knew that the fan wasn't actually on. I knew that there was no air being circulated by it. But I got a little closer to it and I noticed something. It was oscillating. It literally it was doing this kind of thing. It was moving, but there was no air flowing. And I remember getting kind of tickled. I thought, "Ooh, that's a lesson all in and of itself." But then my mind went to 1 Corinthians 13 about how we can make noise. We can have movement in our lives. But if our motives are not filled with love, it's empty. It's empty. It's like that oscillating fan that wasn't giving out any air. It's empty. It might be moving, but it ain't doing anything. The Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians 13, in talking about what real love is, part of his point is exactly what I saw in my oscillating fan last night. You can have all sorts of movement. You can look like you're lively. You can look like you're doing all the right things. The fan was doing what it was supposed to do. It was oscillating. But it wasn't really having the full substance behind it. There was no wind. There was no real life in our lives. You and I can do all sorts of things for Jesus. It can be good stuff that we do for Jesus. Can be. But if that stuff that we do is not rooted and grounded and filled with love, it's empty. It's useless. I've pondered here lately what it means in the scriptures that when we stand before the Lord in judgment, he's either going to say, "Well done," or "Depart from me, I don't even know you." He's going to look at us and say, "I don't know you," even though we may have done wonderful things in his name. We might have performed miracles. We might have healed the sick, maybe even walked on water. But if we're not filled with the love of God, it's nothing. Today's just a word from the Word is fill that empty. Fill the empty with love. Now, I'm not talking about sweet emotions that are in your heart, though those are good. I'm talking about getting yourself in the presence of the Lord and allowing His love to fill your life. Get into His presence. Fill that emptiness in your heart with His love. Then you can go ahead and go and do the stuff, because then it'll be full of love. This has been just a word from the Word. I'm sorry for the little interruption. Didn't have my phone on silent. But God bless you. Have a beautiful day. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow.